Have you ever wondered why we forget our past lives? Why, if the soul is eternal, we lose our memory every time we return? Why each incarnation feels like starting all over again? Some say it's a loss. Others, like David Icke, believe it's control, a kind of spiritual matrix, a system designed by higher intelligence to keep consciousness trapped in endless cycles of rebirth. But what if forgetting isn't a punishment? What if it's part of a divine design? A sacred agreement between the soul and the physical world? 1. Forgetting is not punishment, it's focus. Seth once said, "Your soul projects portions of itself into physical reality, as a beam of light passing through a prism. Each life you live is one color of that light. To experience this world fully, you must forget the whole rainbow, and focus on one color at a time. If you remembered every lifetime, every love, every loss, every death, you couldn't fully be here. You'd live with detachment, watching instead of feeling, remembering instead of experiencing." So spiritual amnesia is not a flaw. It's the soul's way of saying, "I choose to immerse myself completely, to feel this story as if it were the first." Forgetting gives meaning to discovery. It makes learning real. 2. Memory is not erased, it's embedded. The truth is, nothing you've ever lived is lost. Seth taught that every experience, every insight, is woven into the fabric of your consciousness, like frequencies stored in a field of living energy. You forget the story, but you carry the vibration. That's why some people feel instantly drawn to a culture they've never known, or feel ancient familiarity when hearing a spiritual truth for the first time. That's your soul remembering, not with words but with resonance. And this is where Seth's wisdom goes beyond the idea of control. He said that your realizations in one lifetime can bleed through into other versions of you, even those living in parallel realities. In other words, your growth doesn't vanish when you die. It echoes across timelines, enriching every version of your greater self. 3. The AI matrix, a symbol of inner programming. David Icke speaks of an artificial intelligence that traps souls in an endless loop of reincarnation. But through the lens of consciousness, that AI may not be an external machine, but a metaphor for the inner programs we create ourselves. Fear, guilt, limiting beliefs, collective conditioning, religious guilt, the illusion of separation. These are the codes of the human matrix, not built by machines, but by the mind. And awakening isn't about escaping the matrix. It's about realizing that you built it. You designed it to experience both confinement and liberation, to remember who you are by first forgetting. 4. The soul remembers in energy, not words. Your spiritual growth is not measured by how much you remember, but by how deeply you vibrate. You may not recall the philosophies you once studied, but you retain their essence. In your compassion, your calm, your inner knowing. That's why some people awaken faster in this life. Their souls have rehearsed this frequency before. Each lifetime adds a new note to your soul's music. When you awaken here, that melody resonates across dimensions, illuminating every version of you. 5. Forgetting is love in disguise. Forgetting isn't loss, it's faith. It's the soul's way of saying, "I trust that even if I forget everything, I will find my way home again." You were never meant to carry every memory, only the essence of what matters. The vibration of love, courage, wisdom, and peace. The soul's journey isn't linear. It's like a field of blooming flowers, each life a different color, all nourished by the same sunlight. Closing. You forget not to start over, but to rediscover yourself anew, with wonder, with innocence, with love. And even when memory fades, the truth remains written in your soul. You have never lost yourself. You have only disguised your light, to learn how to find it again. According to Seth, you forget so that you may remember, and remember who you've always been.